Ah,
Yeah.
for Collecturbation this week, I'm just going to start off by saying, I can't believe it, okay? My honeymoon night, okay? I will probably only have 3 or 4 more of these in my whole entire lifetime. Yes, this week's Collecturbation is David Lee Roth's colossal 1986 album, Eat 'Em and Smile.
Undeterred by his departure from Van Halen, Roth opens up a new three-ring circus in 1986. Originally designed as the soundtrack to his movie debut, Eat 'Em and Smile, it's a Technicolor stereo explosion encompassing everything from Jungle War paint to Sinatra, from lounge rock to coconuts.
Our lips are so close.
All his videos were so epic.
Mm-hmm.
No wonder the movie.
Former Zappa guitar prodigy Steve Vai packs every song with endless diddling at ridiculous velocities, forsaking the roaring bottom end of Van Halen classics for show-busy guitar tech nonsense. It's definitely subject to the supergroup syndrome, with Greg Bissonette doing his best Alex Van Halen imitation on drums and Billy Sheehan's whirring bass lines floating squarely in the mix.
Unfortunately, Roth's blockbuster movie never came to pass. Probably blew all the budget on those videos.
My doctor says I have to take a laxative. Nothing nice for you, don't.
However, the album proved to be his most appealing goofy venture since Diver Down. Sure, I bash the album now, but when it comes on, it brings back memories of summertime and bad decisions. The horn arrangements in That's Life and I'm Easy still make me laugh.
And lyrics like, gotta keep things moving until my personality starts improving. What the hell is that? So
pure poetry.
Plus, I kept my drugs in this record. I'm just going to come right out and say it. This is where they were all the time. My brother never found it.
Oh my God.
I kept tabs of acid in there, even a couple of smaller buds, pills. This was where I hid my drugs. So it'll always be near and dear to me. So let's play Yankee Rose. Okay. Enough of our yakking. I'm going to read you something else from the Book of Roth, which I have around here somewhere.
A reading from the Book of Roth.
A reading from the Book of Roth. All right, get out your hymnals. Okay. This is after he's out of the band. I started snooping around. Saw a videotape with Steve Vai in it. He had been working with Frank Zappa. Had a wealth of information in terms of the School of Music approach, which is very different from my learning in the local cantina and having to make a living at it. He looked pretty cool on the video, so I made an effort and got in touch with him. See, there's always a story. He can't just say, I called him up and said, you want to join the band?
No.
Here's the story. Actually, after a police raid at the local 01 gallery, an after-hour spot where I was a partner. We got busted every 3 months. There's supposedly no after hours in LA. We ran into each other out on the sidewalk while the sun was coming up. We commenced writing songs. That's how you always meet band members, you know. Composed most of what became Eat 'Em and Smile, which had nothing to do with Van Halen. Metaphysically, it was a time of conflict. It's aggressive, okay, makes sense in the rearview mirror, but at the time, all it was to me was the idea from a book of old labels from old fruit crates from the 20s and 30s. Eat 'Em and Smile was a label made for watermelons, and it pictured a little kid holding up a great big half a watermelon with a big bite missing out of it. You could just laser copy that right onto my gravestone. I ate it and smiled. Made perfect sense. We wrote songs in the basement, took a few months to come up with a dozen tunes, went to the studio, recorded it in fairly short order. There you go. So that is a little bit about the making of Eat 'Em and Smile. And let's play one of my favorite songs. God, this song sounds like ZZ Top. This is Ladies' Night in Buffalo.
This is the Snaggletooth Rock and Roll Podcast.